Okay, welcome to In the Closet podcast, ITC.
I don't even know what we're talking about. You're driving.
Oh, great. I'm driving.
Right, that's what I say every time I get in the car. Oh, great, he's driving. He's a horrible driver.
Horrible is a little strong.
Yeah, it is a little strong, but I don't know how you do
I'm
it without
not as
me in the car.
good.
I don't know how you do it without me in the car.
I do it all the time. I do it just fine.
That I know of. You don't tell me all the times that you probably almost.
There's something called, when I know you're going to be a backseat driver, my brain kind of shuts off a little bit. There's parts of my brain that just go, you don't have to really pay attention to a lot of stuff.
I bet there's so many times you've almost gotten to little fender benders because I wasn't there to be like, stop, Jeff, see the lights? Do you see the brake lights?
We're talking about fender benders?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Is that what we're talking about?
I didn't have a fender bender. I just ran into a pole today. It's no big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal.
I didn't run into it. I had a brush with the pole.
Scraped it.
I cut it too tight because I wanted to get close to the card reader because it was raining.
There it is.
So I didn't want the rain to get into onto my arm because I'll melt.
Right.
No, I didn't want the rain to get inside the car. It was raining pretty hard at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I got too close to the yellow pole. And I knew I didn't hit it, but I felt something go. I was like, oh. I was hoping my tire hit the curb.
Yeah, that would have been much better.
And then I got out and I saw yellow on the side of my white car. Yellow's my favorite color. Maybe I wanted to put some flair onto my car.
Sure, that's what it was. Some flair.
Anyway,
on your car.
It's character.
Character. She calls it character.
Well, it's not dented or damaged. It's just there's just some yellow on there.
It's scraped up.
Scraped up a little bit.
It's a little
like
scraped
when you
up.
scrape your knee.
Right,
Well,
but
it'll
your
be
knee
okay.
heals.
Well, I think we can buff it out.
We can try to buff it out. We can go to the AutoZone. We can be like, give us your best buffer liquid.
Yeah.
And we'll try to buffer
or we'll
it out.
just put some white out on it.
Some white out.
Yeah, my car's white. We'll just put
white out the car.
White. Do people even use white out anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I have white out back there. I used it the other day.
Why?
Because I was making a copy of something. I needed to white something out.
I have some in my desk. I haven't used white out in forever. I don't make mistakes, therefore I don't need to white anything out.
I kind of get excited about the whiteout that's on the line. It's the strip.
Oh, I can't use that.
I love it.
I love it. It's but I can't do it accurately.
That's the fun part for me. It's like a game.
Like, oop, I went too far, and then you covered up a letter you didn't mean to cover
I've
up.
done
And
that,
you guys scrape
and
it.
then you scrape it, right?
Know,
but then it's just like it's a scratcher game. You know, it's like a lottery ticket. And you just start scraping it off there.
Why didn't you just
and
reprint
you go
it?
over a little bit more.
Why didn't you just reprint it?
I'll explain it later.
Okay.
It's too much to get into. I had to put these documents, and I had to put this one and that one, and then
Sexy. You put one document.
Yes.
Office.
And I slid them into my scanner printer copier.
Wow.
And you know what I hate about the scanner printer copier?
I have no idea.
They do this thing at the Staples and at the Office Depot and probably everywhere that sells printer ink cartridges. And I know there's a way to turn it off, and it just irritates me that I have to worry about this. But every time I kick that dang thing on, it prints out a page.
A test page?
Yeah, but it has a ton of ink on it. Like from the top to the bottom, blue, all the colors.
They have to test it.
And
Is it
black.
just when you put it in
Every
the new
time
cart?
every time I turn the thing on, if I go turn it on right now, it's going to do that. So I just leave it on.
Yeah, that's
Because if I turn it off and back on, it's going to do
your ink.
Yeah, don't waste my ink.
Like, I mean, I get it when you first set it up. You know,
I'd rather throw away one sheet of paper because the ink didn't work right. I don't need to see that it works, except for the first time I put it in, and then I want to see that it works.
I'm sorry about that.
But after that,
There has to be a
leave
setting.
me alone. There's a setting. I don't want a research setting. I'm kind of getting old like that. Like I don't like that I have to take my time to research something that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like we shouldn't have to change. We shouldn't have to deal with a setting because people were freaking ripping us off and stealing our ink. It's a little bit here and there.
Conspiracy.
So I have to go spend more money on ink. And you know, I don't like spending money. My money, company money. It's not even my money, but it's still
You don't want to spend
sort of is.
I hear you. I'm sorry about that.
Anyway, why don't we talk about biggest time wasters? I've got a list here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. For a second there, my dashes looked like there were 6 dashes, but it's an optical illusion because I'm using the middle one twice. I I have 5 things here. I'm sure there's many, many more.
Have we talked about this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, this is some biggest time wasters, and we can talk about them individually.
Go ahead.
The
You're driving. I'm not.
The first one I see on here, biggest time waster, is waiting for inspiration. It's kind of like waiting for inspiration or motivation. You know, people do that all the time.
The biggest time waster?
It's a time waster. You're wasting time, man. You want to get in shape, don't sit around and wait to get motivated.
It's true.
Right? You got to go. You can't waste time.
Motivation is bullcrap anyway.
Motivation.
I mean, motivation's nice. Don't get me wrong.
Motivation's nice, but it will not sustain.
And it's not going to, no.
And inspiration is, it's great to be inspired. It feels good, but it's not going to, get that intrinsic engine kicked in, right?
Intrinsic engine.
Yes. It's something I made up, and I'm currently trademarking.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. It is kind of a waste of time if you're waiting on the, I get that. When you started this topic, though, I thought you were going to say things like, that took me off guard a little bit.
Yeah, it's a different type of wasting time.
Because I don't know. I don't think I spend a lot of time. I don't think I wasted a lot of time waiting for motivation. That's not my style.
No, it's not. You don't waste time.
I do waste time.
Yeah, but you're not a big time waster when you have a goal.
I'm a procrastinator in my older age, which I've
I am
talked
too.
about
I hate
before.
it.
I don't know why.
I hate the procrastination.
That's a time suck. I don't know why I'm such a procrastinator.
But are you really?
Yeah, I am.
Except for at work.
Except for at work. I am not at work.
Like
it's so weird. It's so
like
weird.
Where to kick it. I'm that way too. I mean, as long as I stay in my routine daily, I don't put off work stuff.
But I put off stuff around the house. I put off
I do too.
I still don't have my summer clothes out of the plastic bin. I just do. It would take me 45 minutes to just switch it over. But now I have the mindset that it's already July and I might as well just keep digging because by the time September comes, I don't have to switch them back.
It's switching back, right?
I don't know. I stuff like that closet needs cleaned out. There's just so much stuff I procrastinate. But anyway, go ahead. What's the next one?
I cleaned that closet up. It
Well,
looks
yeah,
really
you did.
nice.
Yeah, you did. But I want to organize it.
Organize it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a picture. It's our picture closet that has all of our pictures in it and Christmas boxes and bags that we want to reuse and wrapping paper.
Paper.
Catch-all closet.
Right.
But I really want to organize our pictures.
Pictures.
Yeah. And just like that, just like I've been procrastinating, I want to go and print off pictures because I want to personalize my office now that they want me to stay there permanently.
Right. Congrats.
Thank you. I want to put some pictures up and I was going to go print them today. I had a few extra minutes and I didn't. I sat in the car and you know what a time suck is? Getting on freaking TikTok. Now that should be on your list.
That's the
kind of time.
You're talking. Yeah. Time sucks. Time sucks.
What was the title of this?
This says biggest time wasters.
Yeah. I feel like TikTok is a huge time waster. That's why I try not to get on it every day.
I think this is a different type of time waster.
I can see.
I think it's just hey, quit doing those things. They're stupid.
Well, give me an example of another one that's on your list.
The next one, complaining.
Well, yeah, that is a waste of time.
It's a waste of time.
Sometimes you need to do it.
Not a waste of actual time. It's a waste of your time to complain.
I don't know. Sometimes you need to complain. You got to get it out of it. You got to get it
Well,
out.
I guess it depends on what you're specifically complaining about. I think some people get in the habit of just complaining about everything, and they're always like,
right.
Wah, wah.
Like complaining about the weather. Like there's nothing you can do about it.
Why are you complaining about it?
No,
Why are you being negative about it? It's just nobody wants to hear it, and it's not good for you.
I think it's
mentally.
not, but you need to get it out if there's something you need to complain about. Like if you're boiling about something, like if you have to confront poor performance at a restaurant or something and you're boiling and you need to get it out, you need to get it out. And maybe you don't get it out to that person, but maybe you complain to your spouse, like, why did she bring me pickles when I specifically asked for no pickles? Like it might make you mad and you might need to get it out.
No, I'm fully on board with that. You know how I go if something happens.
You got to get your emotions out.
You do. Yeah. Especially if you're really boiling over it. But I think this is talking about stuff that you're just complaining because you're just a complainer.
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. It's bad juju. bad
bad
energy.
juju.
Bad energy. It's just not. I don't know. The next one is comparing yourself.
Oh gosh.
Which I don't know. It
That's
depends.
a waste of time, but it's definitely a problem. We were just talking about that earlier.
It is a problem, and it depends on what. I think comparing yourself drives a lot of people in certain things. I know men, especially in athletics and things, comparing yourself makes you work harder a lot of times to be better than the guy
I
next to
don't
you.
think it does all the time. I think it's really a negative attribute.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I don't
you should
think-
compare yourself to yourself.
I mean, maybe you should, but nobody does. Maybe for a guy, comparing yourself to another and gives you the drive to do better. But I think for a woman, comparing yourself to another woman might initially create a drive, but it's going to eat at you until you just wither down and say never mind. Whether you're working towards a weight goal or whether you're working towards a job or whether you're working towards, whatever, and you see another woman doing it, at first you might say, oh yeah, her. But then if you don't do it as quickly as you feel like you should, you're going to compare yourself to that same person and you're going to see them keep on. And they're just going to wither down and say, forget it.
Give up.
I don't look at comparing. For me, in my personal opinion, comparing yourself does not drive you. It takes you down, way, 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 way down. I did it all my life.
I'm against it. I'm just saying.
You just said you did it. And guys do it to get ahead.
Some guys. I said some. I said I think there are guys out there that probably compare, and it helps them get them motivated.
Do you think it
But
does?
it doesn't for me, and it's
We
actually
just said motivation was crap.
right. So what? It's crap. But I'm just saying that what's the famous quote about comparing yourself?
I don't know.
It's not good. It's not a good quote. It's not like this is great. Compare yourself. It's bad. Comparing yourself is not good
I
for
would like
you
to
mentally.
talk to one person that says that comparing me to another person gets me going and gets me places.
And maybe comparing is the wrong word, because you hear athletes say, "I looked at that." Maybe it's just like I looked at that person. I wanted to be as good as them, and I wanted to be.
Well, that's different. That's different.
So
that's
that
a role model.
That might be more of it might be.
But when you get to the point where you feel bad about yourself looking at that person,
That's not good.
That's comparing yourself to somebody. Like saying, I don't look like that, or I don't, have that money, or I don't have that hair or body or whatever it is. I don't live in that home or have a family like that or whatever. I think it's very, very, very bad. You get into a bad place and it can get very dark because it's like a snowball. Like once you start comparing, you just are never good enough, and the next person's better, and then you're never good enough, and this person's better, but you're never good. And then you just get into this dark place. And it is a waste of time because you are you. Because you don't know who's comparing themselves to you. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's a
it's
very
this
good,
big
very good.
vicious-
It's a very good point.
Vicious cycle, and it's society's fault. And comparing yourself to others has been around since the beginning of time. But now, which we talked about before, it's even easier to compare yourself with other people because you have social media, you have TikTok, you have
It's
Instagram,
terrible, especially for young girls.
you have
like we were
Facebook,
talking
and
about earlier.
you see your childhood friends maybe doing better than you, and you would have never seen that if it wasn't for Facebook because you wouldn't know. Unless they wrote you a letter or called you. And they're not going to write you a letter or call you and say, look at my big house, look at all my happy family, look at all these nice clothes we're wearing. They're not going to call you and tell you that. They're not going to send like that pictures through the mail, but it's easy to post that stuff. And I'm not saying people post stuff like that to say, look at me, look at me. I think a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. They're just being like, oh, we went to the beach, we're going to post these pictures. But somebody might be looking at those pictures being like, I wish I could have a happy family that goes to the beach, So I don't know. I'm talking to the wall, I feel like.
You're not. I was looking for a quote on
I
comparison.
know, but I mean, you probably don't even know what I would just said. Welcome to my world, you guys.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to Angie's world.
No, I agree with you on what I remember you saying, and that was how damaging it is and what a negative effect it's had in your life.
That's what I said a while back, but I said so much since then. But
You
it's
have?
okay. Yeah.
I'm
so
sorry.
it's okay.
I got locked in on trying to find a stupid
you
quote.
got locked in on your phone, which I'm used to.
I'm trying to find a
I
quote
know you're trying to find a quote.
for comparison.
But I'm over here having a conversation.
I know, and sometimes I retain it, and sometimes I don't.
And most of the time you don't.
Pretty good.
At times suck is your phone. Always being in on your phone. Your nose is in your phone. I swear I'm going to do a video and I'm going to show you.
Hey.
You're in your phone all the time.
Not my phone all the time.
Bull crap. Anyway.
Always on me.
I agree. No, I'm not. Oh, please. I am always on you about your phone. Yeah, I am.
Well, maybe we should do one of those parent things where you put a lock on my phone.
I would love to. I wish we could just go off the grid. I'm not saying I'm not on my phone. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but I'm not as much as you are.
Pretty close.
My gosh,
not far.
Nowhere near.
We're doing that whole thing like I'm at the finish line. I'm stretching out my chest.
Yeah, no, that's
and
not
you're
true.
right there.
No,
you're in second. You're a hair behind.
Oh,
me.
I am not in second when it comes to this family. I am, but not anywhere near y'all. And we're getting ready to go into the season where you're in your phone even more than you are now because it's almost fantasy football time, and then I'm screwed.
Woo-hoo.
I'm telling you, you all don't understand. When it's fantasy football, he's constantly 100% of the time on your phone. Like we saw a commercial where it was like a don't text and drive commercial, and that guy was always on his phone, and then he gets in the car and he hands the phone to his wife.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Comparing yourself. You never found the quote.
I didn't find it.
Okay.
No.
So I think it's.
I'm so sorry.
Obviously detrimental, because we were just. We saw a video on TikTok, and I sent it to Jeff, and it really got to me because it was about Victoria's Secret.
Oh yeah.
And
it was good.
It was like this girl did a song about Victoria's Secret and how it is detrimental to, your self-image, and like thinking that you have to look a certain way and be super tiny with big boobs and, look a certain way. And that drives me insane because I grew up comparing myself to, well, it wasn't people on TikTok or Instagram, obviously, but it was, which we talked about, magazines and people on TV and stuff. And it's just really, really bad.
It's rough.
It's
now.
really, 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 really bad. And, it makes girls feel like they have to be a certain body type. And every body type is beautiful. We've talked about before. Yes, if you're overweight, it's unhealthy. But if you're confident with yourself and in your skin, whatever.
Whatever. You
do you. Yeah, it's unhealthy and it's not good for you.
Right.
I'm not going to deny that. But, if you want to wear a freaking belly shirt and you're overweight, I don't care.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that, unfortunately.
They'd play pickup ball, and
I think my dad did that.
And you'd have a cutoff. You'd have like
so
cutoff.
Weird.
So it was a cool thing to do back then.
It probably is coming back around.
Short shorts and a cutoff shirt.
Shorts are coming back.
They are
already
coming back. I've noticed
guys.
that. Yeah, I've noticed that. It's weird.
They are. You're saying you would never wear short shorts?
I'm not saying that. I wear short shorts. I got no problem wearing short shorts. I'm just saying I'm going to look weird wearing short shorts.
Well, you would because of your tan line right now.
Right, because I wore I wore surfer trunks at the beach.
Yeah, you did.
So.
Anyway, comparing yourself.
Comparison.
And I think it's really bad I feel sorry for like my kids and my granddaughter that has to go through it.
I think what we talked about earlier, you're right. It's very, 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 right now with the exposure, it's so tough on young adolescent girls that are developing and they're already having enough issues with their bodies. Even if even if they would look along the lines or developing along the lines of what is socially being shoved down their throat.
Right.
They still have so many issues of confidence with their bodies changing and going through puberty. And and I don't say that as a woman. I identify as a man. But I had 3 daughters, so I watched from a distance. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that far away. It was too close. But I watched them go through all the changes and the difficulties, and you dealt with it. I didn't deal with it. I said I spectated it.
Well,
I watched and I noticed, and I felt bad because it is when you it's kind of the same thing. It's like it's hard to talk about unless you know what to experience. You can talk about it more, but watching it happen is really, it opened my eyes that girls are so malleable at that age.
Well, I mean, growing up in middle school, all my friends, all my girlfriends. Okay, so when we were in middle school, the thing that all the guys seemed to like were boobs.
Boobs were a big deal back in the day.
Back then.
They still are a big deal.
Well, but not, okay, hold on. So growing up, all my girlfriends seemed to have bigger boobs. Right? And I always wanted to have bigger boobs. I was so upset because I did not, and I still do not.
Boobs are perfect size.
Oh my gosh, let's not talk about this right now. It might be a perfect size, but they're not in a perfect location on my body like they used to be. Anyway, I wanted to have big boobs like them. I was so upset, and I was like, why can I not have the big boobs? Well, now fast forward, and it really was damaging to me.
Sure.
Like, I mean, I try. Oh my gosh. So fast forward to present day.
Put tissue in your bra.
Now, no, I never did that.
Oh.
Now, present day, it's like butts are a
Booties,
thing,
baby.
and I have that. So so God was just saying, wait, your time will come.
Your time will come.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's true. It's shifted. So, but now women, and she was insecure about her butt. I was like, girl, I know how you feel, because I used to be the same way with the boobs, you know? So it's like society puts all this pressure on us we have to keep up with what's, you know what I mean?
Well, it's what's cool, and it's what's getting the attention, right?
Yeah.
So it's getting the attention you want to have, because you want to get the attention.
Right.
And that's what it's damaging, because
it is, but it's society's
we're all
fault.
humans, and
it's like Victoria's. It's the beauty pageant's fault.
It's
beauty pageants are. I'm sorry, I'm about to hurt some people's feelings, but I think they're horrible. I'm sorry, I do. I think beauty pageants are terrible. Period, because it is all superficial. It's all tall girls.
They answer questions about the pollution.
Hair, skinny, walking around in bathing suits, you know, and like, it's just so disgusting to me. I'm sorry. I'm just putting it out there. Mark me down for anti-beauty pageants.
About
I think it's horrible, because they're going on the way you look. So if you're overweight, where's the beauty pageants for the overweight girl? Maybe they have them, but Miss America sure as shit isn't fat, isn't overweight, doesn't have muscle.
Miss Universe.
All it's stick, skinny, long hair, gobs of freaking makeup, and it's all fake. Take that makeup off. Let me see the real you. A real beauty pageant would be no makeup. Come as you are. Be you. Let's sit down and have a chat. Let's see how pretty you really are. Now, maybe some of these women
get ugly when you talk to people.
Maybe some of these women look absolutely gorgeous without makeup. Don't get me
there's
wrong.
gonna
I'm
be
sure
some.
they do. But sit down and let's see if you're really pretty on the inside. And maybe you are. A lot of them are. I'm not saying that. But when you go in front of judges and you stand there and they're judging you on your appearance, it disgusts me. It does. Period. Sorry, beauty queens. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. You're lovely. You're amazing. But I don't like the trade. I don't like it.
I hear you.
I'm so glad my kids never wanted to be in beauty pageants. I have nothing against if you want to put your kid in a beauty pageant, go for it. That's all up to y'all.
Right.
But for me, in my house, we don't do it.
We does not do it.
If my girls came to me and begged, I would still say no.
No way, Jose.
No way, Jose. That's just me.
Hey, and that's okay.
It's just me. It just makes me sad. It makes me really sad. And I used to watch these beauty pageants, and I think that's why I'm so passionate about it and feel horrible about myself.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Horrible about myself. And I look at these beauty pageants, that I see come across Facebook or Instagram, whatever it is, with their sashes on and their crowns, and I'm like, good for you. But then I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, like, for what? Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack this, but I really feel a certain type of way about beauty pageants.
It's a lot of fun.
But I mean, people like them and people enjoy them, and that's fine. But what about if you lose? What do you feel about yourself? I would love to have a beauty queen. I know a beauty queen. I could have her on the podcast. I would love to know, which she's probably never lost, but guarantee you she's never lost. But what would it feel like? What does it feel like to be up against these other women? And then if you don't win the crown, or at least the bouquet of flowers or something, what do you feel? I would feel like horrible about myself. But maybe they're more self-confident, and maybe they're, what is the word I'm looking for? Maybe I'm just not, maybe I'm not confident. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it depends on you as a person, but I think that there's a good percentage of the people.
Basketball or golf. Okay, so if you go up and you're golfing and you lose against the other person's playing golf better than you, you're going to have to step up your game. Has nothing to do with you physically, like the way you look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, I need to practice my putt.
Like,
I need to practice my drive.
I can work on my putting.
Yeah,
you
but it
can't
has
work
nothing
on
to
that
do.
face.
It has nothing to do.
Right.
Has nothing to do with, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and I would love to talk to somebody that would say, no, you've got it all wrong. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
We'll have a beauty queen on.
I mean, we could.
Do they have beauty kings? They don't, do they? They have.
I thought they did
have
have like
beauty
Mr.
Queens, but
do they not have Mr.
queens.
America? I
Do
swear
they?
there used to be a Mr. America.
There probably was, but then everybody was like,
And
"This
like
is
Mr.
really
Universe.
weird."
Why is it weird if there's a guy beauty pageant and not a
Super
girl beauty
weird.
pageant?
Come on, it's not a manly thing to do.
I don't know. Now, why you say that?
Because it's how I feel.
Oh, okay.
Think they need to be playing hoops,
Men don't have to
golf,
play sports to be a man.
throwing darts, or hunting
Why is everything sport
or
related?
racing.
You can dance and be a man.
in Footloose.
You can,
That's different.
okay.
Kevin Bacon, baby.
Kevin Bacon was amazing.
He was. He's the man.
Um,
Hey, have your freaking man, queen, king, whatever it is. I've never seen it before, but I bet there was one.
there probably was.
But people don't want to look at them. The majority of people that support that don't want to look at them as much as they want to look at the women. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
guess, but
So that's just the way it works.
I
The
don't
way our
know.
world and society works.
I suppose. And how do you judge one of these pageants? I don't know. I need to ask people.
There's got to be, I don't know.
I couldn't.
Probably
And I
a-
could. Here's the thing. How do you judge a kid's pageant?
Dude, those
I couldn't do it.
pageant mom shows,
Man,
those are disturbing.
I couldn't judge it. And here's the thing. If I was a pageant mom, what do you mean my baby's not the best? What? She's the most beautiful on this stage. And I'd be throwing things.
No, you would not.
If I was a pageant mom, I would have. Yes, I probably would.
Well, oh yeah,
Because how can
you're
you stand up
crazy.
there with your baby and your baby and when they're really small they don't understand what's going on. But say they're 5 or something and they understand and no, honey, you didn't win this time. What do you mean? How do you explain how they lost? Like, why did you lose? You weren't
You tell
sassy
'em,
enough.
You suck. You need to get prettier.
We got to put you some more lipstick on. We got to get you some more eyelashes.
That's right.
Like,
you
how do
answered
you
the
tell-
"How would you save the world?" question. You really botched that. Like when he asked you that question, we taught you what to say.
Those questions anyway. How would you save the world?
What would you do if you were president?
I mean, serious.
Come on, man.
Those are horrible questions.
Stupid.
I'd be so nervous.
They're not. And who are they kidding?
I would just
They're
be
not
like,
up there to answer questions.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. And I couldn't be in a beauty pageant, A, because I'm not beautiful like that in that kind of way. I am beautiful, but not in a pageant kind of way. A. B, I'm not girly enough, that's for sure. C, I'm not smart enough to answer those questions, but more importantly, D, I don't have a talent.
You can definitely answer the questions.
gotta go
They're
up
dumb
there.
questions.
I mean, I could answer the questions.
They're
but you
not
gotta have a
even
talent.
hard.
You gotta be able to sing or dance or like twirl a baton or do a split or something. And I do not have any of those talents.
Bro.
So I am disqualified.
40-pound
point
dumbbell
blank.
presses. Just bring them out.
Could you imagine? That would be see, now that I would respect. That I would respect. If a beauty pageant queen got a beauty pageant contestant, so you're not a queen yet because you didn't win.
Right. You're a contestant. Yeah, you're in the finals.
And they're like, "Is your
100 pounds.
talent?" And you're like, somebody wheels out a weight bench and the 35-pound dumbbells, and you chalk up, and you just start shoulder pressing 35s or 40s, or like bench pressing 40-pound dumbbells for a girl, or 45 or whatever it is. That's impressive, and that's your talent. I would respect.
That'd be kind of
that.
cool. That would be cool.
I respect the singing and the dancing and the baton twirling. Don't get me wrong, because if I could do anything in the world, I don't know if I wanted to be able to sing or dance. I think sing. I think I'd rather be. I don't know. I'd like to be able to move like that too. But nonetheless, I respect their talents. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my God, yeah.
Do not get me wrong. But man, that would be different. That would be a trend-setting talent, and maybe it's happened and I've missed it.
Maybe we've missed it.
Maybe I have.
But then they've got the stuff that's in the bodybuilding circuit world that they do their contest, but they're
that's different.
They're different though.
But that
they're
you're
competing.
judging. You're competing on something. Yes.
They're training their bodies for months to
Right. And I still think they're kind of
flex.
bad too, in a way. At least for me, they're bad. Everybody has always asked me, why don't you compete? Why don't you compete? You could do it. You could do it.
It's just mentally hard.
But I mentally, and that's what I've told them. For me, mentally, it would not be good because I'm too hard on myself. So I would be obsessed with it. And if I didn't win, it would affect me in a horrible way. And maybe that's me as a person. Maybe the next person, it doesn't affect them and it tries to get them to work harder. I get that.
Right.
It's a personality thing. And my personality trait is, yes, I can take criticism. Yes, I can. But I just would be way too hard.
You don't like to lose.
I don't, and it takes for me.
That's what I was going to say.
It would take the fun out of lifting.
It's like we always said that. We were like, you love what you do. You're training and you were lifting every single day and you loved it, and you were like, we watched the other people compete, and I'm like,
and it was amazing. They did a great job.
No, it's great, good for them. But I mean, it was like if you did this, you would get so obsessed, like you would burn yourself out, and then you wouldn't want to go to the gym.
Right. I like the way I do it now. I like to lift heavy and eat pizza.
That's it.
I mean, and you've got to be so like, I just, it's not for me. But anyway, that's why I got way off track. Sorry. All the beauty queen pageant people are going to come after me, but that's okay.
That's what
I'm allowed to have my opinion.
You can have your opinion. I don't know. It's 2022.
I could be canceled.
You can't always have your opinion anymore. It's kind of weird.
I could be canceled because I'm a pageant hater.
I think it's okay. I think there's other areas you just can't be a hater in. Pageant's probably going to survive this.
I don't know. I think that they might start qualifying as a category to get canceled on.
Possibly, but I don't know.
I'm not important enough to get canceled, so I can say what I want. Anyway, what's on?
Try to cancel
what's
us.
Next on
next would be, comparing ourselves to what we just did. Perfectionism is a waste of time.
Oh yeah.
Perfectionism is a real. It's a terrible thing to keep you from getting places.
Yeah.
Perfectionism will keep, and that's something I struggled with when I was young. It's like, I don't want to lose. I don't want to be told no, so you almost don't try certain things, which I've always been good about trying things. I've never been real scared, but there's things that you're like, I don't want to mess this up, or I don't want somebody to be disappointed in me.
Yeah.
So you almost, and that's not necessarily perfectionism.
I think that's more of a fear of rejection because I
think
have
so.
that.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
I'll steer clear of.
But
trying
perfectionism
anything.
can screw you.
Oh no, I would say I'm not a perfectionist, so I can't really speak on it. I'm definitely not looking at my toenails. I mean, I'm definitely not a perfectionist.
Well, it depends on what we're talking about.
But
I think different people are perfectionists about
certain
certain things.
Yeah, I don't think either of us are perfectionists. I really don't.
I think that's why we're easygoing. I mean, I think perfectionists are a little more high strung.
I used to be more of a perfectionist, I feel like, than I am now, and I think just having kids and realizing that sometimes there are going to be dishes in the sink at night, and sometimes you're not going to be able to fold the blankets on the couch. They're going to be wadded up in the morning. Because I used to worry about stuff like that. There's going to be hair in the sink from time to time, and sometimes some toothpaste lines.
That's true. Gobs.
I used to be more, but I don't think ever have been a perfectionist, so to speak.
No,
that would be exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Have for a fact you've been one?
I've lived with one.
Well, that's true.
So
that's true.
It can be.
I don't know how
after
they keep up.
It's not exhausting when you're in it and you're a kid, but once you get out and you're like, gosh, that's tough.
That is tough.
That's tough to keep up with all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like constantly keeping up with everything being perfect all the time.
We can't even keep up with our kids' room being clean.
That is hard. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Anyway.
One more.
One more.
This is a good one. It's not good to do. It's trying to please everyone.
Oh gosh, I'm so guilty.
I've been guilty of that too. I know to quit doing that. I know to. It's like, just screw it, man.
I can't help it. And this
gotta quit trying to please everybody.
It's so funny because we kind of talked about this on vacation. It's like when you go on vacation as a parent, and I know that there's a lot of people like this, you can't really relax because you want everybody to have a good time, right?
Right.
And so this past vacation, and it's so funny because Michael was over last night and he hit the nail on the head. He was like, you basically didn't go on vacation. You just took the show on the road. And that's exactly what we did.
Right.
Just took the show on the road. It was same thing, different location, basically.
Yep.
Except we were in closer quarters. But I try to make everyone happy, even with dinner time, you know, and you get on me about this, about, you know, we have Brooke, we have Avery, we have Nate, we have ourselves in the house right now at dinner every evening. And, you know, Nate and Avery are picky, and, you know, I don't like to eat the crap that they eat. We don't. Well, you will, but I mean, I will now. I've been eating horrible, but anyway, so Jeff will get on me like, tell them what we're cooking. And if they don't want it,
they can figure it out.
Figure it out. They're adults practically. Nate's not so much, but he only eats certain things. He can figure it out. But I can't do that because I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to have a good dinner. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like sometimes I say but Jeff cooks more than I do, really. We'll make 2 or 3 different dinners just because we want everybody to be happy.
Become the norm.
I wish I was strong enough to just say, when they start texting me at 10 a.m., what's for dinner tonight? And I say tacos. And they're like, or they make a negative comment, then I change it. No, that's what we're having. I'm fixing tacos.
Right.
If you don't want it, then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
There's cereal.
That's what I'm saying.
Or grilled cheese.
Sorry.
But I try to please everybody. I'm a horrible people pleaser. I want to stop.
We should go to AA for people pleasing.
I really feel like I need help with it because I've got to, like, it consumes me.
Boundaries, right?
I'm a horrible boundary setter.
I'm with you.
I'm a horrible boundary setter.
Yeah. Boundaries are, yeah.
I will let people bulldoze right over me and then get up and let them do it again. What's wrong with me?
Not everybody, but
almost.
Yeah.
Almost. I mean, I'll stand up for myself. Don't get me wrong.
No, you definitely stand up for yourself. But there's the problem is it gets to a boiling point.
Oh yeah.
Where then you blow up. You know?
I do. I get ugly. I'll go nuts.
Yeah. Then
I'll go loco.
Like it gets to a place where you're stressed out, a lot going on, and you get bulldozed one too many times, and then you lose it.
I lash out. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I need a therapist.
Therapy.
I need therapy. There was the alarm to check Nate's room.
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, people pleasing. Whew. And then I feel guilty if I feel like I let somebody down, as far as like,
right.
Okay, it can even be as simple as this. If Brooke or somebody, you know, wants cereal and I don't have, because she has to drink Lactaid. And if we run out of Lactaid and she wanted a bowl of cereal and it's 9 p.m. and she acts disappointed about it, I will feel horrible. I'll lose sleep. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't even have milk in the house for her. Like stuff like that will eat at me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know this.
Or I feel bad because blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know. I need help. So it puts a lot of pressure on me. It's my fault. I mean, I know that. I listen.
And I'm not saying
I'm
that
an
pointing the
enabler.
finger.
I
I'm
know.
just saying
I know.
You unfortunately, because of your heart, you put a lot on yourself.
I do. I put a lot on myself. I do. I do. I don't set boundaries. My friends try to tell me, but it's not as easy. Like, until you walk in somebody's shoes, you can't tell them. Like, you can say, this is what I'm seeing, and maybe try this. But when they come across like that, you can't tell somebody what to do until they're in their shoes. You just need to have.
Well, they got to want to do
validation and tell them, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to call people out, but I don't know.
You got to call people out, and you got to try to help them if they want help. If they say, I got a problem with this, you got to try to help them if you're close enough to help them.
If you're close enough.
Like, if you're my wife, if I say I have a problem with something, you should be trying to help me, even if it pisses me off. You should say, hey, you say you don't want to do that. Like, you say you don't want to stay up till 1 a.m. all the time. You complain about it, and you want to better yourself by going to sleep at midnight, which is not any different. But I can't be mad at you for calling me out because you're my partner. You know, if I said, I don't care to go to bed at 1 o'clock, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing it without me asking, you're like, I don't think you should go to bed at 1 o'clock because
it's different.
you have this to do. You're not my parent.
Well, and
But
I also think that what really it irritates me was when people try to tell you what to do in a situation that they've never been in or experienced. Okay, so like say I'm talking to somebody about how tiring it is having, I don't know, a grandchild in the house and being a lot of hands-on, and I'm tired and I do a lot, and I'm talking to my friend about it, and she's like, well, I just wouldn't do it. But she's never been a grandparent.
right.
You don't know what you would do. How do you know what you would do and what you wouldn't do?
But even if she had been a grandparent, she hasn't been in your situation.
Okay, but there are people who will say not been in your who's complaining about taking care of their elderly parents that live with them and be like, well, I just wouldn't do it. Well, I haven't experienced caring for my elderly parent in my own home. So how can I sit here and like rant at you and preach at you when I've not been in your shoes?
Right.
I can try to sympathize with you, and I can try to validate you and tell you, maybe try this or like maybe try that. I don't know. I've never been in your situation. Like try to work through it with them, not preach at them. I have friends that will preach at me, and I can't stand to be preached at, especially when you haven't been there. You haven't done that.
Right.
Like when people who don't have kids try to tell people who do have kids what they would do if their kid threw a fit in the store. You think you know what you would do if your kid threw a fit in the store, but until you have a kid that throws a fit in the store, shut up.
I knew exactly how to handle my kid in the store before I had the kid that threw the fit in the store, and then I didn't know it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I know. I'm agreeing with you. You think you know until it's your kid.
Yeah, you think
and you're in the store. And
you'll
then
say,
it's a
my
different
kid won't do that. Oh, yes, they will. And just because you said that, they're probably going to do it with a vengeance, and I hope they do.
They will.
Not my kid. My kid won't act like that. Okay. I just want to sit back and say, okay.
Right.
Okay. And I want to be a fly on the wall in Kroger when they're falling out because they can't have gum.
Right.
So, there you go.
It happens.
I feel like I need, like, I don't know, a glass of wine or something. This has been intense.
It got intense, yeah. You got worked up over the pageants.
Pageants and preaching. Don't preach at people.
Angie likes pageants and being preached at.
No, don't.
Especially if you have no experience at what you're preaching, right? You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my therapist that I don't have, which I would like to have, if they come at you, that's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to call you out. And even good friends need to call you out on simple crap. I've been called out by my friends before, and I've appreciated it. But I don't know.
She don't know.
I don't know. Those were some good time wasters that I really do think.
Well, it's fun. They're fun to talk about, even if they weren't necessarily time wasters. You could call it something else.
It was different than what I thought I was going to think. TikTok, video games, like.
We could do another time waster.
No, it's fine. I just was shocked by the list because I wasn't driving. So
well, and I think that's why I liked the list, is because it was a little weird.
It was a little different.
That's why I said there could be a whole lot of other things on this list, for sure. But those things are fun things to talk about independently because they're all something we all deal with in our lives or have.
Agree.
And will. But anyway.
Well, this has been fun.
That's all I got. I can hook you up with some wine.
Thank you.
You can wind down from the pod.
From the pod.
And then we can chill.
Sounds like a great plan.
All right.
I'm there for it.
Word.